this conversation to safeguard myself and my husband.
That's fine.
Because the reason I have to call for support is the fact that my husband has lost control. He's not like this. He's 99. He's back to normality now. But he just assaulted me. And if he was about to smash everything here. Yes, you did.
What me do to you?
Let me talk to the officer. I don't want to waste time. He has other things to do. Yeah? I'm just putting on record. Once again, my husband has assaulted me. I'm trying to get his son because his son knows his temperament. He's not a person who does these things, but once he flips, he's capable of doing anything, and he's just assaulted me. And about to destroy my things. And because of whatever has been happening, he's traumatized, and this is the real result of being traumatized. One of the reasons that he's traumatized is because of my neighbor who just let you in. Yeah? Her name is Debbie Gilchrist.
That was a bloke, I think.
Okay, you didn't see the lady?
No.
But when I opened the door, she was standing right there, so I don't know how you didn't see her.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
it was a male.
she's
It
an
might have
male.
been in my... Okay, sorry.
Okay, so you just see where your frame of mind is and how consistent I am with my thing. Yeah. So one of the reason my husband is traumatized is the result of my neighbor. Yeah. And I am the type of person who I will make sure when I say things verbally, I put on record what needs to be done, so things are not taken out of context. So come closer to why you're here now. I was here on the 2nd of May. Yeah, I have not seen my neighbor since the 13th of...
Yeah, no, I was just seeing what the date was today, 2nd of May, yeah.
I know you're doing your job, don't worry.
No, I was seeing the 2nd of May, yeah, it's 15th today. I was just seeing it was last week, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I've lost my train of thought. So, one of the reasons why all this has happened, on the 13th of December last year, I was in here. I heard the commotion out there. Yeah? Because I'll go back and reiterate, I try to live as best as I can with my neighbor. She's not the nicest of person, but sometimes she can be very kind and accommodating. But all that is a sham. Right. So I was in here, gone to bed, and I heard the loud commotion. The bell going, the door banging. I was about to get up to come and see what was happening at the window. My husband said, don't go out there, because now he's traumatized. So I listened to him. Yeah? When the banging and whatever didn't stop, I decided to call the emergency services, and they could hear the banging and whatever was happening. I did not know it was my neighbor out there, because honestly, if I had known it was her out there, I would have come and opened the door, because I know something would have happened. I know her long enough to know that she has these streaks. We are all human. Yeah? But what my big concern is, I'm not pointing at you to be dismissive or anything, it's my gestures. Yeah? What my big concern is the emergency people send the police as a matter of urgency. And a police officer came and saw a person at the door who smashed the glass. That person could be anybody. Yeah? They were sent as a matter of urgency to this address. And if you or I, in your position, come to an emergency you were sent for and see a person smashing the glass, wouldn't you be on your guard? The police officer walked past there, the person who smashed the glass, come knock on my door, came in here, and then the first thing the police officer is going to say to me, it was malicious. She said, you locked her out of the place.
Okay.
Yeah? So the mere fact that already he's telling me it's not malicious. He has already made his decision after walking past her and coming to my door. Yeah? I said to the officer, when I suffer with chronic anxiety, so you might notice the volume of my voice go up and down depending on my emotions. I said to the officer, you've heard her story, you have not heard my side of the story. He's going to get on the defensive now because I challenged him. Yeah? And said I was shouting. And if I am shouting, he's going to leave. Yeah?
That's the officer, yeah.
The officer.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to explain to him my situation of you're listening to me and maybe you're now beginning to understand who I am. This is your second visit. Yeah? So I get in an emotional state. I'm not meaning any harm or whatever because I've calmed my husband down and you see, although he's assaulted me, we are a team and we have to understand each other. Yeah? He left. Yeah? So I further made other whatever. Nothing has come out of it. All I am saying, in light of what happened after, I was put in danger by Housing for Women. Because though the officer left, he did not even stop long enough to see that the door was not left on the latch. Now the pane of glass is smashed. Debbie didn't even have the decency. She was pissed anyway. If you don't understand what pissed is, I'm Jamaican. She's drunk. Yeah? So she expected me to come in and let her in because I'm here as her servant to let her in. Yeah? The door was left on the latch. Anybody could have come from there to my door. In it?
Yeah.
Am I talking sense?
Yeah.
All right. I got up the next morning. And when I got up, I went out there. I realized she was trying to use cardboard to tape it up. It didn't work. But what really bothered me is the fact that they didn't even close back the door. The door was left on the latch. I called the Housing for Women. The emergency people came or whatever. Then when I explained the severity of what had happened and my chronic anxiety and how I was thinking, the person called me back and said, was it boarded up or whatever? No. It took about 3 days or more after I reported it that for them to come and board it up. Now, what is the danger do you see? See if you're working with me. What do you see? If a pane of glass is broken near to the door handle, what is the danger there?
The shards of glass.
Sorry?
Shards of glass knocking at it's not being cleared up properly. Just shards of glass.
It's not only the shards of glass. What else are you thinking of? I work with children for years, safeguarding.
Okay.
What else do you think I'm thinking of?
Children can get in the block still if it's boarded up. They can knock through the. It's not secure.
It's not secure.
Yeah.
But it's not only not secure. Anybody can push their hand through that broken glass.
Yeah.
Want me to come and help you be a spokesperson? I offered when you came the other day. Anybody, because anybody can push their hand through that glass, broken glass, during that time it wasn't boarded up and gain entry.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's one of the dangers. Yeah? So it took however so long for them to come and board it up. Yeah? After that, it all started with the garden. The first time it happened, I came from church, my husband said he was sat here. Provocation. Coercive control. And Debbie destroyed the garden. I came from church and I was so upset when my husband said to me, I was sat here and she watched me and destroy the garden. Yeah? So I told her off. I'm verbal, I'm not physical. Yeah? And I'll tell you why I'm not physical. A brother of mine died in prison because he went physical. If he had stayed verbal, nothing wouldn't happen. I was just explaining to her that in Jamaica there's a law, Charter of Rights, included in the Charter of Rights 2011, that says bad word law. I've done counseling. And it was advised that yes, my swearing and whatever, it's all part of my trauma. And I use it as a defensive mechanism, also as therapy. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the first time it was cut down, I had a go at her verbally.
Yeah.
Second time it was cut down, I had a go with her verbally. The third time, I decided, you know what, not going to play her game. After that, every time the plans come up, the gardener cut it down. But for whatever. The plants were up now. And they're there. And I even took pictures. Because for me, with mental health, it's part of therapy. And as the first time he said he was sat there, he invested in that garden. It was so beautiful and everything. When I saw her now on the second now, I wasn't here. I didn't go there. I make sure. I stood here. And I looked through the window and I saw her. This is the first time I'm seeing her from. She threatened me during the time when I went out to speak to her to say, I'm sorry, Debbie, I didn't know that it was you at the door, blah, blah, blah. She threatened me. So when I saw her here, I stood here and I called her and I said, Debbie, why are you destroying the garden again? Yeah? And the explanation is now in a letter. So because of the way she answered me, if she had answered me and leave it at that, I wouldn't have a conversation with her that I recorded her. But it was the racist, the disability, the whatever narratives. Equality Act protected characteristics, 5 characteristics. So already, Debbie has exceeded 4 of those characteristics since the time she cut down the garden, since the time her boyfriend, not this one is a lovely bloke, never had a bad word with her. He's so good. She's a woman who changed man like how maybe some people change underwear. That's her. And her man has pushed, one of her men has pushed his head in here and threatened my husband, claiming that my husband kissed it at him. Yeah? So those are some of the things. So yes, I am deciding to keep a defensive practice. Yeah? Because police came in here and beat me up black and blue. And then they said I was tensing up. I keep my distance. So when she started the racist narrative or disability narrative, whatever narrative, she had already told my husband to go back to Peckham where he's from before in previous con. She was ridiculing me about my mental health because I said the garden is a form of therapy for me or whatever. Yeah. Yeah? She claimed that I blocked entrance to her putting things in the bin. The workmen came, they done the gate. They pack up the things there. And if you don't believe me, I can show you. I take some of the wooden. You can believe me. I take some of what the workmen put there and put in the garden because we're a garden fanatic and I could find use for the things. Whatever was left there was there. Has nothing to do with me. Yeah? So how did I block entrance to her access to the bin? And how did the garden have anything to do with the bin? Another thing which she did, she destroyed the plants on the side there. You will see the stones. And she had some stones in a bag under there. Now that the cupboard has been fixed, she removed the stones from where the plants there. Now she's destroyed physical plants that can be therapy for me and my husband. And remove the stones from there and put them under the cupboard. What is that? And then ridiculing me about my mental health. But not only that, I have never gone out of my way. When anything happens here, I make sure I contact my housing association. I don't want anything done except for it to be on record. And now Debbie has gone and reported me, so I got a letter from the housing association. So that's why I'm using what is called defensive practice.
When did you get that letter? Recently?
I got it yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got it yesterday. Let me just run and look. I have a pot on the fire.
You're right, sir. What did the letter entail? About you?
You want to see the letter?
No, don't need to. No, just...
Allegations of antisocial behavior.
Okay.
And harassment and whatever.
Okay.
So now I'm going to address that letter. And that's why I started doing what I'm doing. Yeah? And my husband is whatever. Whatever is happening, my husband is traumatized.
Okay.
Yeah?
Is that the letter? No, that's not a letter, is it? Sorry, I'll do.
She wrote that.
Oh, you wrote that?
She wrote that she stick it on the window.
Okay.
I live in
took
here.
it down, you know.
Yeah.
You know, did not only take it down, you assaulted me because it started from out there. You came in here, you're grabbing my thing, you're about to do whatever. You hit me with the rock, and there was a scissors here. I had to pick it up because he's capable of doing anything. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about safeguarding. I work with children for how many years?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now I am going to address housing for women.
What's yours? Is it Mervelee? Mervelle? Myers. Myers.
Please correct it. MERVELEE.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mervelee.
LEE.
Myers.
MYERS. What's your date of birth, Mervelee?
I'll be 63 on the 19th of May. Are you this?
Help us out.
Are you discounting?
No.
I'm like that. 19 of the 19 of
54, 56,
59.
59. I'm on 64, she's 55. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I said
anyway.
63 on the it's a laugh. I am dyscalculia, so
60, yeah, okay, no worries. Okay, so just going back to today then, obviously I put a report on, you put that up in the window, your husband tried to take it down.
No, he first assaulted me before because
Okay.
I started doing things. So all this started before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't about don't put the horse before the cart, please. Yeah, I started talking and doing my little recording because that's safeguarding me. Considering I've been given a false criminal record needing emotional regulation treatment, and whenever I call out for support, all they can do is send police here to come and try and trick me to section me. And it all started from 2017 when I called the police about a malicious report. So now I'm not bringing things, it's with my same black person. So you need to go back and check that record. And it's also online when I arrange a meeting at the police station. So the police station, Owen Pyle, Tammy Tebbutt, Kevin Webster, it's online, him saying, oh, they don't want to do whatever. Why is nothing being done? And every time I call for support, police try to come here to trick me. I am reporting him, not because of any malicious thing. It's about safeguarding. When he gets into whatever he gets into, it's traumatism. He has no... Go back to 4 members of the same family murdered in Bermondsey. What could have been the cause of that?
Yeah, that's domestic. Yeah?
And that's why I look back and I said, if I had gone out there on the 13th, considering that Debbie Gilchrist smashed the glass, what would she have been capable of on that if I had gone? Because she already told the police that I locked the door. I've lived here since 2000. Why would I be locking the door at this point in time?
Yeah.
I suffer with chronic anxiety. I don't make those mistakes. Yeah? And as I said, if I knew it was her, but now looking at things, I could have gone there and she could have murdered me, and the only reason she would have got away with it because police already come here saying it was malicious. If there was no recording, so she had problem with the fact that I recorded her when she was being whatever. I never left my house. Yeah, I stayed in here. So when I was out there just now recording, because the state of the garden, housing for women is crap, and I'm putting it on record so the police know that housing for women is crap. I averted a Grenfell Tower in here. I've just seen a letter about the electricity. Debbie is a thief. She don't pay for electricity and whatever. She bridge. That is safeguarding and whatever. So I have it all. I'm going to give housing for women crap. So thank you for coming.
No
I just want to make sure.
What's your husband's name, sorry?
Ask him.
What's your name, sir?
Arnold.
Sorry?
Arnold Tomlinson.
How are you spelling that? How do you spell that?
ARNOLD.
ARNOLD, yep.
TOM.
T-O, Mike? Or November?
TOM. M mother.
Yeah.
LIN.
Yeah.
SON.
What's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
Huh?
When were you born? Sorry, I have to ask.
Say it again.
Your date of birth.
Oh, the 8th of the 3rd, 23.
That's all his thingy, you know.
8th of March 23.
Yeah.
He's 99. So just to put on record again, so you know how I go about safeguarding. Once the police had to go enter his house because his GP had reported that he did not come for his appointment.
Yep.
So when I found out his son, it's not his house here, this is my flat. His son brought the thingy to me. I wrote to the GP, he can verify, and said, can you put my contact details on his thingy so that in case he can't be contacted at his home or whatever, I am the next of kin. I am actually his wife.
Okay.
Yeah?
So,
So-
sorry, today he hit you with a stick. Sorry, going back to today, he hit you with a stick, did he? Hit you
Yes.
with a stick.
He hit me with a stick and was going to smash up everything. And what was uppermost in my mind, he's lost control. He's not in control, so he could have done anything and not realize. There was a scissors right here and he was right here. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's not about destroying him or doing anything malicious. It's about safeguarding both of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? Considering that I have a criminal record, that is false. And that's why I'm going to get the police who are responsible. This is your second visit and I can see a different side of you. I don't think I had much interaction. It was mostly the shorter fellow.
Yeah.
You was more in the background.
Yeah.
I am a person like that. I have good memory for things. Because if you remember, I was the one who said, why are there 4 male officers and no woman? And then the woman was on. So you see, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So this is all about safeguarding. Yeah? So I'm gonna address housing for women and anybody else. I just want to safeguard my husband.
Yeah. Okay.
So what measures are going to be put in place because he's traumatized?
I'm going to put a report on, and it will go to our safeguarding unit.
How long is it going to take? Because when you lot was here the last time, the little short fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the end. I can remember being here, obviously speaking to you, but I can't remember the result of it. Or obviously, it was but I will put a report on to our safeguarding unit, who will look at it.
Can you also make sure you do a follow up to say you was here at the time when I asked for certain things? You was here.
Yeah.
Can you also do that?
Yeah.
Can you also make, because I have been through the system from, as I said, 27 with the police, and they basically not doing anything. You have a few good ones, like when I was arrested and taken to Brixton Police on the 1st. Because now they're trying, 20 whatever. Because they're trying to cover up the fact that they did not use body cam, they did not use PPE and all the rigmarole that they done on the 28th when they come here and beat me black and blue. And right in the report I was tensing up. And they had to handcuff me to safeguard me. And then I was wrestling with Holly Sweeney. And I was grabbing the taser handle of whatever. Somebody said, oh, maybe you had 4 hands. I don't know how I was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah? So the police is in a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
The police is racist.
Really warm in here. Okay.
Yes, it is warm because he needs the heat 24
no,
So can you
fine,
imagine sometimes I am here, I'm sweating, so I have to meet my needs and his needs. Yeah. And if I call out for help, you have some of them coming, oh, she was dressed this way, she was dressed that way. Yeah? That is what we have to put up with. I have to accommodate his needs as well as is possible. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a mad woman.
No.
I go through certain... No, I didn't say you say. Right, I'm not a criminal, and that's why I'm going to make sure it goes all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah? With what is happening. Mopac.
Yeah. Okay. All right then.
Can I have a reference or something for this meeting, please?
Yeah. CAD number. Write the CAD number down, Control 20. Have you got the CAD number, please, for current funds?
20, is that the Alma Grove one?
Yes.
It's CAD 2948.
Thank you. 2948. 2948.
And how soon can I have some response?
2948.
Considering it's safeguarding.
2948. 2948 of today's date, 15th May. 2948, CAD 2948 the 15th. That's the call that you that's the CAD number. Okay. In relation to the response, I'm not sure. It's Sunday today. It'd be, obviously I'm a response officer. It'd be with like the safeguarding. You keep mentioning safeguarding. Our safeguarding unit at Brixton. It'd be with them tomorrow. Or today when I've done it, I just push save and it'll be with them. But it'll probably get allocated to somebody tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
ASAP.
Sorry?
Because this is safeguarding. This is me who is a criminal needing emotional regulation treatment. So this is showing them I don't need emotional regulation treatment.
Do you get any carers or anyone come in to look after both you or him, or you don't get anyone?
That's
like that?
another thing.
That's
Somebody came the other day and whatever. It was no, they can't do this, I haven't heard from them. All they're doing again. 8 years later, they're sending me back around. They send me for assessment and then they send me for referral. So I've jumped off the conveyor belt.
Right, okay.
And I'm safeguarding him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, I'll put a report on. Okay? Alright?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alright then, I'll see myself out.
Yeah, another case of,
Go and see, man.
he said he'd see himself out. Another case of police brutality and police nepotism and police racism and police who come here to come beat me up.
Me?
Not you.
Mervelee.
This has been happening in 27,
Mervelee.
and that's why she can come and break glass and police come in here and pass her there and come now and now she can be doing what she's doing to me. You are responsible, the police, not you personally. The police is responsible for all of this. Yeah? And I'm not going to be 3 generations or 2 generations of the same family being murdered in Bermondsey. When I came to England, it was said that Bermondsey is a racist area. I've not experienced any racism except for her and my former employers. Take that. You're falling right into their trap, Tom. That's what you just did today. You fall into their trap. That's what you did. Yeah? You fall into their trap, and I've been telling you. You just fall into their trap today. Yeah? You fall into their trap today, Tom. That's what you did today. You fall into their trap and let me feel like all those who have targeted me since. Yeah? He's a police officer. Details is important. And he can't remember nothing. Details is important. And he's a police officer who came here trying to trick me. He was the one in the background sniggering. Think I don't notice things. He wasn't the one in the background when the 5 of them come. And when I said, why are the 4 men here? Where's the woman? She came around from there. He was in the background sniggering, but now he don't remember anything, but he was sniggering.